Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Threat, your go-to source for the latest updates on cybersecurity news and threats. We have an action-packed episode with 3 intriguing stories that have been making waves in the cybersecurity world. So, grab your coffee, buckle up, and let's dive right in. Our first story today takes us into the realm of cloud security, as Microsoft recently addressed a critical flaw in its Azure Active Directory (AD) that could potentially enable account takeovers. This vulnerability could have significant implications for businesses relying on Azure AD for user authentication and access control. The flaw allowed attackers to bypass multi-factor authentication (MFA) and gain unauthorized access to user accounts. According to Bleeping Computer, the flaw was discovered by security researchers who promptly reported it to Microsoft. Thankfully, Microsoft acted swiftly and released a patch to fix the vulnerability. The flaw primarily affected organizations using hybrid authentication configurations and involved the improper handling of token signing certificates. So, how did attackers exploit this flaw? Well, they took advantage of the mishandled token signing certificates to impersonate legitimate users, potentially gaining complete control over their accounts. This could allow them to access sensitive data, carry out unauthorized actions, or even launch further attacks from within the compromised accounts. The risks posed by this vulnerability are immense, particularly considering the increasing reliance on cloud services and the potential damage that an account takeover can inflict on organizations. Businesses that failed to apply the necessary patches in a timely manner were at risk of falling victim to account hijacking and subsequent data breaches. To protect against such threats, it is crucial for organizations to stay vigilant and promptly apply security updates and patches. In addition, implementing strong authentication measures, such as multi-factor authentication, can significantly reduce the risk of unauthorized access. Moving on to our next story, experts have uncovered a chilling cyber attack that lasted an entire year. The Hacker News reported that a sophisticated threat actor had been silently infiltrating networks, remaining undetected for an astonishing 12 months. This stealthy attack raises serious concerns about the capabilities of modern cybercriminals and the need for robust defense mechanisms. The attack, dubbed Operation Shadowfall, was meticulously planned and executed. The attackers used a combination of social engineering, phishing, and sophisticated malware to breach their target's defenses. Once inside the network, they employed various evasion techniques, such as encryption, obfuscation, and lateral movement, to maintain persistence and hide their activities from detection. The experts believe that the primary motivation behind Operation Shadowfall was espionage, with the attackers primarily targeting high-profile organizations and government agencies. The extended duration of the attack allowed the threat actors to gather sensitive information, compromise additional systems, and potentially conduct further malicious activities. The risks posed by such long-term, stealthy attacks are evident. Organizations must invest in advanced threat detection and response capabilities to minimize the dwell time of attackers within their networks. Regular security assessments, employee training, and implementing strong email security measures can help organizations defend against social engineering and phishing attacks. Our final story today takes us into the realm of artificial intelligence and raises some intriguing ethical concerns. Meta, the tech giant formerly known as Facebook, recently unveiled Voicebox AI, a cutting-edge technology that replicates the voices of your friends and loved ones. While this may sound like an innovative breakthrough, there are potential risks and implications to consider. As reported by ZDNet, Voicebox AI utilizes advanced machine learning algorithms to analyze existing voice recordings and generate highly realistic synthetic voices. While the technology has promising applications in entertainment and accessibility, it also opens the door to potential misuse and fraud. Imagine the consequences if cybercriminals were able to impersonate someone's voice convincingly. The risks associated with Voicebox AI are multifaceted. From impersonation for malicious purposes, such as social engineering and fraud, to the erosion of trust in voice-based communications, the implications are significant. Organizations relying on voice authentication systems, such as call centers and financial institutions, may face increased vulnerabilities if this technology falls into the wrong hands. To mitigate the risks, it is crucial for developers and companies working on voice replication technologies to prioritize security and implement safeguards against misuse. Regulatory bodies should also consider establishing guidelines and standards to govern the ethical use of such technologies, ensuring that they are not exploited for malicious purposes. That concludes today's episode of the Daily Threat. We've covered critical vulnerabilities in Azure AD, a year-long stealthy cyber attack, and the ethical concerns surrounding Voicebox AI. Stay tuned for more updates and insights on the ever-evolving world of cybersecurity. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you to subscribe to the Daily Threat to stay informed and protected against the latest cybersecurity threats. Knowledge is power, and by subscribing, you will receive daily updates, expert analysis, and practical recommendations to keep your digital life secure. The Daily Threat is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, your trusted partner in cybersecurity. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.